What if dinosaurs returned through a scientific accident? Imagine waking up to breaking news alerts showing massive footprints near a forest, neighborhoods shaking from distant roars, and a live stream of scientists standing in disbelief as a living dinosaur walks out of a research facility. No, this isn't a movie. This is what the world would look like if dinosaurs returned because of a scientific accident. A mishap inside a lab, single mutation gone wrong, or a cloning experiment pushed too far, and suddenly, creatures from 66 million years ago step back into our world. But what would actually happen next? Could our modern world even handle creatures built for a prehistoric Earth? And would humans be able to survive their return? Let's break it down. How dinosaurs could accidentally return. The idea sounds like pure science fiction, but real science is closer than most people realize. Researchers already extract ancient DNA from fossils, insects trapped in amber, and even preserved bones. Most of the time, this DNA is incomplete and badly damaged, but the technology used to fill these gaps is advancing rapidly. A scientific accident could involve a research team attempting to reconstruct missing DNA by using modern birds as templates. Birds are the closest living relatives of dinosaurs. By editing their genomes, scientists might create something that gradually resembles a prehistoric ancestor. One wrong calculation or mutation could turn a harmless lab organism into a full prehistoric creature that escapes containment. Another possibility is a failed genetic experiment designed to bring back an extinct species. Scientists might attempt to de-extinct a large prehistoric bird. The DNA reconstruction mutates unexpectedly and triggers dormant genes. These genes may activate traits such as massive size, reptilian features, claws, or even a dinosaur-like bone structure. Before anyone realizes what happened, creature develops into something no modern scientist has ever seen alive. In both scenarios, one thing is certain: the return wouldn't be intentional. It would be a biological accident caused by genetic reconstruction that went in an unpredictable direction. The first 24 hours after the accident. The initial hours would be a mixture of confusion, panic, and disbelief. Security footage from the facility would show something emerging in the dark corridors. It would move differently. It would breathe differently. It would stare at the lights, confused but aware. Staff members would hit alarms, triggering emergency protocols that were never meant for creatures of this size. Authorities would shut down the research site, deploying containment teams. The world outside would have no idea what was happening, but leaks would begin spreading online. Grainy images, blurry videos, and rumors would flood social media. If the creature escapes into the outside world, chaos starts instantly. Dinosaurs, especially predatory ones, rely on instincts and sensory reactions that modern animals do not have. Behavior would be unpredictable and far more aggressive. They would roam toward noise, movement, and anything that triggers their survival drive. Drone footage would capture the creature wandering into forests, crossing roads, and entering areas populated by humans. Global news networks would broadcast emergency updates. Governments would activate disaster response teams. Scientists would attempt to communicate with authorities to explain the biology of the creature. There would be more questions than answers. How governments would react. The return of dinosaurs would instantly be classified as a national security threat. Military helicopters would be deployed for aerial surveillance. Armored vehicles would be ordered to evacuate towns near the escape zone. Large cities would activate alert systems, instructing citizens to stay indoors. Meanwhile, scientific institutions would urgently analyze DNA samples to determine what the creature truly is. Is it a mutated bird? A reconstructed dinosaur? Species never before identified? Governments would begin forming special task forces combining biologists, geneticists, wildlife experts, and military strategists. Their goal would be clear: contain the threat and prevent future incidents. Within hours, international agreements would follow. No country would want prehistoric predators crossing borders or multiplying in the wild. Every nation would demand transparency, strict biological safety laws, and better oversight on genetic research. The accident would reshape global science policies instantly. The ecological shock. Dinosaurs evolved in a world very different from ours, with higher oxygen levels, warmer temperatures, and dense forests and plains. Modern Earth would challenge their physiology. Metabolism could act unpredictably, and some species might struggle to move or breathe efficiently. Multiple dinosaurs could destabilize ecosystems. Large carnivores might decimate local wildlife, while herbivores could strip forests and grasslands. Species with no natural defenses could vanish rapidly. Prehistoric pathogens could also emerge, spreading between animals animals or humans. The sudden return of dinosaurs would create an ecological and biological crisis beyond anything we've faced. Living with dinosaurs in the real world. If dinosaurs kept appearing, society would need to adapt fast. Specialized teams would track and contain them. Cities might build barriers, and sanctuaries would house dinosaurs safely. Science would gain incredible insights into their behavior, physiology, and survival strategies, revolutionizing our understanding of evolution. Life would change dramatically. Restricted zones, evacuations near forests, constant alerts, and public fear would become normal. People would live cautiously, always aware that prehistoric predators could appear nearby. Daily routines, travel, and even recreation would be reshaped forever. Could dinosaurs actually survive long-term? Most dinosaurs would struggle in today's world. Large herbivores might starve, and massive carnivores would need vast hunting territories. Smaller or hybrid species could adapt by hunting small prey, feeding on available vegetation. Survival would depend on DNA reconstruction and hybrid resilience. Even adaptable species could disrupt ecosystems, challenge human safety, and force the world to reconsider its place in nature. Few would survive long-term, but their impact would be immense. Human survival and defense. If dinosaurs returned through multiple accidents, humanity would eventually develop strategies to coexist and defend itself. Cities would create early warning systems. Sensors around forests and urban edges would detect large movements. Satellites would track dinosaur clusters in remote regions. Researchers would study weak points in dinosaur biology to develop non-lethal containment tools. Traditional weapons would not always be effective. Some large species had thick bones and protective structures capable of resisting heavy force. This would push governments to invest in new technologies to sedate, immobilize, and transport prehistoric creatures. The biggest challenge would be public safety. Evacuations, emergency broadcasts, and rapid response teams would become part of modern life. Schools would teach children how to react during dinosaur sightings, the same way they teach fire drills. The world would change dramatically. Humans would shift from being the clear apex species to sharing the planet with creatures built for survival in harsher conditions. Moral and ethical debate. Humanity would face difficult questions. Should these creatures be preserved because they are living fossils, or should they be exterminated because they threaten modern ecosystems and human safety? Some people would see them as miracles of science, proof that life can be revived. They would argue for sanctuaries, protection, and ethical treatment. Scientists would insist that studying them could lead to breakthroughs in evolution, genetics, and medicine. Others would see them as uncontrollable monsters that should never have existed. They would demand strict bans on genetic engineering, destruction of all cloned specimens, and severe punishment for the scientists responsible. The debate would divide societies, governments, and scientific communities worldwide. Returning dinosaurs to the Earth would not only change the ecosystem, it would challenge humanity's moral compass. Could we prevent this future? Yes, but it would require global cooperation, strict regulations on genetic engineering, safer laboratory environments, better oversight on DNA reconstruction, more transparent research policies. Science has incredible potential, but without control, it can create threats beyond imagination. Preventing accidents means setting boundaries and understanding the risks of manipulating ancient DNA. Dinosaurs returning through an accident wouldn't be a natural disaster. It would be a human-made catastrophe created by pushing scientific boundaries without enough caution. If dinosaurs returned through a scientific accident, the world wouldn't end, but it would never be the same again. Humanity would face creatures built for a different planet, ecosystems would be disrupted, and science would be forced to confront its own limits. Their return would be a reminder that the past is not gone. It's only sleeping, waiting for the right mistake to bring it back. If you enjoyed exploring this what-if scenario, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to join us for more fascinating explorations of science and the unknown.